Alright guys, so the first step is to create a folder. Right click simply and click on new folder, and we are going to name this Python folder, because we are going to do Python, of course. Let's move on to the next step. Now go to Google or any browser you prefer, write python.org and click on welcome to python.org. Alright, so the next step is to click on downloads tab. After clicking on downloads tab, go to downloads. Hey, not going to downloads. Alright, we can see the button where it says download Python 3.10.4. We will simply click on that. Alright, we clicked on that and it is slowly going to download Python 3.10.4. Alright, we should see this window pop up. Let's save and let it download for a bit. After downloading Python, you will go ahead and simply click on it to open it. And it's loading. Yep. So now when you see this pop up, simply click here, add Python 3.10 to path. If you don't do this, you will not be able to compile Python code into zeros and ones. I will tell you later on about that, but make sure you do this. This step is very important. Alright, and now you need to click on install now. Alright, and a pop-up menu will appear. Click yes on that, because of course you want Python to make changes to your computer, otherwise it won't be able to install. Let it install for a bit. After installation, you will see this screen and you'll simply hit on close. Alright, our Python installation was successful. So guys, let me tell you a bit about Python. Python was created in 1991 by Guido van Rossum. Python was named after Monty Python's Flying Circus. It is a comedy show and Python programming language was named after it. Python was made for simplicity purposes. Python was made for simplicity purposes, to write no extra code than you need. That is eliminating the need to have semicolons and curly braces. If you have learned C++, C Sharp or Java, you need to have semicolons and curly braces in every line of your code. So Python does not have that, which is a plus point. It is also very user friendly in terms of programming, as it sounds like English when you speak it. So the programming is so user friendly that it sounds like in English and it looks like English in some cases. The language has many uses like artificial intelligence, web applications, desktop applications, and many more. How to set up for Python? You first need to install Python compiler for your operating system from python.org, which we already did, which is responsible for converting Python code to zeros and ones, because computers only understand zeros and ones and the computers don't understand Python code directly. Alright, then you need to install a text editor. I recommend using VS Code, but if you want to use any other text editor like PyCharm, you can use because Python code will be the same that we'll be working on. Only the setup will be different in both the text editors, so do check out some YouTube videos on that. I would be preferring VS Code, but if you want to use PyCharm, then you surely can. So let's install VS Code. Alright guys, so we need to first paste this URL that says https://code.visualstudio.com and hit enter. And you're gonna click on this drop down menu right here and click on Windows x64 stable. If you're on Windows, if you're on Mac or on Linux, you can choose your respective OS options and let this download. After installing Visual Studio Code, we are simply going to hit on it to open it. It's opening. So you're gonna hit on I accept the agreement, then hit on next, and you're gonna check all these 4 boxes and hit on next, then hit on install. So I think, yeah, it has been installed in our system, and you're gonna uncheck this launch Visual Studio Code. I'll tell you why. Then finish it, and now let's open the folder that we created. Let's open this folder, and if you checked all those 4 boxes, when you right click, you should see open with code. So let's click on that. Alright, so you should see this pop up. You can close the get started tab, and the first thing, without writing any Python code, you're going to go to extensions tab on the left and search for Python, Python, and you're gonna click on Python by Microsoft, and I've already installed this, so let me uninstall it. And when you don't have it installed, you can simply hit on install. Alright, installing. So it is installed. We can go ahead and close this, and in our folder, which is the Python folder, so you could click on this new file button, and you can name this file anything you want. I'm just going to name it main, and because it's a Python file, you have to end it with .py. And we have just created a Python file, so now we can write something in it, anything in it. So I'm just going to write something, and you have to follow me. Alright, so this is the basic syntax of Python programming language. So this is a print statement. Alright, print is a statement. Print is used when you have to print something to the output. Alright, and inside this parenthesis will be the stuff that you want to print, and if you want to print text literally, then you have to put the text inside quotes. Alright, the quotes could be single quotes, or the quotes could be double quotes, in which case you have to change both ends of the quotes as to the double quotes or the single quotes. Alright, so to see the output of this program, we are going to simply click on run Python file, this play button right here, and when we click on that, we will see hello world written in it. But as you can see, this font is very small, so we would need to enlarge it a bit. For that, I have a solution. So we are going to click on the run and debug tab on the left. We are going to click on create a launch.json file, and click on Python file. And this could be very confusing, but simply go to the section where it says console and change this integrated terminal to external terminal. And yeah, do keep in mind that this is capitalized, and if you don't capitalize this, it will throw an error, so make sure of that. And now we can close this. Yeah, and now we don't have to click on this play button. We can simply hit on F5 to run our program. So let's click on F5, and we shall see a window pop up which says hello world. And now let us stack up a few print statements as well, in single quotes this time. Alright, so if we run this, press F5, we would see that these three statements are on their separate lines, which is a good thing. Many programming languages don't have that feature. We need to manually add the separate lines. But anyways, let us understand about comments now. So comments are the notes that you put for human reference. For example, you want to make notes for yourself that these lines are important for debugging. Alright, so you're gonna write this is important for debugging. Do not remove. Alright, so this, let's run this and then I'll tell you what happened. So it will throw a huge error on us. Alright, a huge error. Now why? Because Python thinks that this is a line of code, but this is not a line of code. Alright, Python is trying to compile this code because it thinks that it is a line of code. So we need to separate this from our line of code so that the Python compiler ignores this and it is only for our human reference. So we are going to simply follow the word this by a hash symbol. So it will green out all the sentence. It will green out the sentence, and this will comment out the sentence or the code that we have put here. Now let us run this, and the program works like it should. But make sure that you don't put this hash symbol between words or between the quotes, because it will literally print the hash symbol, or between the quotes and the parenthesis. Alright, that will throw an error. So that's it for Python tutorial, the first video. I hope you enjoyed my video, and this code is going in the comments. So let me write as a comment here. Available to you, so don't worry. Alright, and thanks for watching.